trying something new and I've been preparing for it. So I'm pretty excited to share it with you. Tomorrow, Saturday, October 11th, I'm going live on Sandcastle Radio with a new show, Human Being with Dr. Susan. And America's hottest online variety and music station, Sandcastle Radio, has kindly given me the opportunity to create this show, Human Being. It's going to be an opportunity over a 1 hour period to visit the intersection between psychology and business, technology, art, and science. So I'm pretty excited to go live, and I thought I'd just do a little snippet tonight of what's coming live tomorrow on sandcastleradio.org with this new show, Human Being with Dr. Susan. So one of the topics that we'll be talking about is how to diversify your mind and your moments for better living. So one of the questions I'm going to ask you right now is, would you be willing to take a look at your inner circle of life and maybe your medium circles as well, and just ask yourself, how much variety is there in my inner and medium circles? Somebody once said to me that the value of your contributions to this world can be measured in the variety of friendships and collegial relationships that you actively nurture. So, for example, do you have a friend from a different generation? Do you actively seek out opportunities to learn from people who have a different background, a different mindset from you? That's a really good question, and one that I asked myself, and what got me started thinking about doing a radio show, an opportunity to talk to you about life and find out your thoughts on making a difference in this world. So today I was thinking about Stephen Covey. You may remember him. He wrote the book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And you might remember he talks about first things first, focus on the important, not just the urgent. Focus on the important things because that's where your goals live. That's where the people that matter live. Often those things in the urgent quadrant represent noise. Things that seem like you got to take care of it right now, like watching a show or dealing with the latest email that came in. But how often do we allow ourselves to be mindful and intentional about what's important? But I'll tell you, my favorite aspect of Stephen Covey's work is not about first things first. It's about his acknowledgement that we have 4 types of needs as human beings. 4 types of needs. We have mental needs, physical needs, social needs, and spiritual needs. So it was a really intriguing passage in his book because I figured when he's talking about spiritual needs, he meant something religious about, your religion. But in fact, his concept of spiritual needs is different. Stephen Covey's concept of spiritual needs centers around the need to leave a legacy. The need to leave a legacy, a footprint, a mark on our world. Some evidence that we were here long after we're gone. So, a question for you: what legacy would you leave if you were to disappear today? Oh, that's heavy. Maybe your legacy would be one of love, understanding, kindness, maybe generosity, or a willingness to lend a helping hand when someone needs a fix-it in their home. Maybe you've written a poem or made a sculpture or created some other physical artifact. Think about the legacy that you are building with your life. And remember that at any moment, the universe can invoke its right to end your current contributions and have the world see you only through that which you left behind. So it reminds me of a moment that had a great impact on me. Part of the Delaware Photographic Society experience is to bring in great photographers for lectures to teach about topics like nature photography, portrait photography, etc. So we brought in Michelle Celentano. She's a Canon photographer and an explorer of light. And she began her presentation to the Delaware Photographic Society with a single quote and a little story about her grandmother. And the quote said, "You never know the value of a photograph until it is the only thing you have left." And it got me thinking how I wish I would have not only organized well and saved all the photos from my childhood and from my ancestors, but I wished I would have carefully labeled those photos, who's in them, where they were taken, when they were taken, so that when the people who could tell me the stories and the names and the dates and the places, when those people are long gone, their legacy would still live on. And it got me thinking about how important it is to live now. That's why I'm going live tonight. I'm taking a risk. I'm coming to you and I'm telling you about this radio show I'm going to start tomorrow, even though I could completely bomb and, not know what I'm doing. But I don't want to miss the opportunity to seize all that life has to offer. Because, like Hunter S. Thompson once said, life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather to skid in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, "Wow, what a ride." That was Hunter S. Thompson from The Proud Highway, Saga of a Desperate Southern Gentleman. Pretty cool. So what legacy are you going to leave, and how are you going to skid in broadside in a cloud of smoke at the end of your life, having fully lived? Well, I have a belief that the secret to a full life is to fail. And to fail requires forgiveness so you can get back up and try again. Alexander Pope said, "To err is human, to forgive divine." And forgiveness is a gift that costs nothing. It's a gift that benefits both the person being forgiven and the forgiver. There is tremendous power in forgiveness. We pardon mistakes or wrong choices of others as a means of helping them to grow and to heal, to learn, to move on. In fact, the power of forgiveness has long been documented. I think about the role that forgiveness plays in relationships, philosophy, sports, child rearing, education, even law. Forgiveness brings closure and resolution. And forgiveness frees us to make better choices next time. So, question for you as you think about your legacy: where does forgiveness fit in? There's no greater learning opportunity than in the moment of forgiveness, when we get another chance to go back and make a different decision. And when we provide that safe environment for others to try and fail and try again, we open up a whole world of learning opportunities. So I'll leave you with this. What legacy do you want to leave? And how can you incorporate forgiveness as a power tool into your life? And I see Annette, our amazing postal carrier who took good care of my parents' house for so many years, and then our house when we moved. Annette, it's so great to see you out there. Thanks for being willing to tune in tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, Human Being with Dr. Susan on Sandcastle Radio, which is America's hottest online variety and music station. You can go to sandcastleradio.org and check out the show schedule. You'll see 10 a.m. Human Being with Dr. Susan, and I will look forward to seeing you then. Thanks for joining me now and giving me a chance to try to join you to leave a legacy and live in this wildlife opportunity we all have. Have a great Friday night. We'll see you tomorrow at 10.